How we doing, chat? How we got the mic on this time round? Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. How we doing, boys? How are we doing? How are we doing? Pardo, what's going on? Lalo, what's good? Jim. Crockett, what's good? Byram, how are we, mate? How are we? How are we? How we all been, man? Chris, welcome to the stream. David, what's good? Have you always had a beard? Wait, what? Is that a serious question? We could really use the help in this major order. I don't know if we can complete it in time. We'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. I'm good, thanks. What's the order of business today? We're just talking Helldivers, man. I needed to get some bits off my chest. Do you know what I mean? There's a video that I want to watch because I want to get like pick people's brains on it. Odo uploaded a video 5 days ago. It's quite a big one. It did blow up, so you may have already seen it. But I wanted to pick brains. I wanted to have the conversations. We're closing in on the year. We've got exactly a week until December 2nd, which apparently is when they've got some buzzing and fiery updates for us. And I just wanted to have that conversation. I feel like I'm mourning a game at the moment, chat. I feel like I'm in mourning. It's a lot, man. Yo, Cloud, I think Helldivers is... Yeah, in a really bad place. It needs something big to break it back to life. I agree. I completely agree. I think that's where I'm struggling the most with it, man, because I've got a lot of love for this game. I found the peak of my career in this game. I've got a weird attachment to it. I think that's primarily what the stream was going to be about today. Just more conversation than anything else, you know what I mean? Time Ranger, what's good, man? So buzzing could be like the buzzing of bees, something that will generate a lot of talk. Fiery could be like a hot topic, so a hot topic conversation. If you're looking at it that way, that's very true. It could be indeed. A lot of people are speculating a lot, so like potentially like a new mech release, which has the Gatling gun on one arm and then the flamethrower on the other was another thing. Yo, Elderwin, what's good? Well, Blast from the Past for HD2. Yeah, we try and cover it every so often, man. But we're getting closer towards December 2nd, so we wanted to have the conversations that I feel like needed to be had and kind of see where it is that the game goes and where it's all leading to. And it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Odo uploaded a video. I started watching it. I got about 2 minutes in and thought, you know what? I'm going to watch this on stream because I actually think that people could put in a really good 2 cents. You know what I mean? I don't remember. Dude, I've always had a beard, man. I thought you looked at my face often, man. I thought you looked into my eyes and you embraced the fireplace before you poked the fire. That's wild. That's fucking wild. Wow. We'll be back to playing Helldivers if more content drops. Yeah, for sure. I've said this already. For sure. I'd like 110%. If anything, what I want is for Helldivers to make a comeback. And then I've got 2 games that I can coincide switch between so that when I get slightly bored or pissed off with one, I can bounce onto the other, play that one until I get a bit bored of that, then bounce back onto this one. And for me personally, it just makes for a better time. Like, I do this for a job, you know what I mean? Playing the same game for 2,000 hours every single day for 2 years is a lot, man. It's a lot. Like, I personally would love to have those few games that I really enjoy playing and I can bounce between them. I think it's important. I'm glad I was tabbed out. I couldn't hear the camera punch in just from the audio. Wait, what? I'm so confused. If Helldivers 2 drops something, I will be conflicted because I'm loving Art Graders, but HD2 will need some attention. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I agree with you. Chat, we've just made a big purchase as well, man. Let me go back into mid. We've just made a big purchase as well. We've just bought a Go XLR. We've bought a load of new audio bits and bobs that link together. It's going to be so fucking cool, man. I can't wait to get my tech. Some of it arrives tonight. Some of it arrives tomorrow morning. Get to play around. I've got little fucking dials and shit and buttons I can press. And oh my god, I love it. Is Helldivers numbers going down because of Arc Raiders? Helldivers numbers is going down because of Helldivers. I could hear your voice that you switched the camera and broke the fourth wall. Did my mic pop when the camera changed then? This MO is a major fail, as we've been struggling to get one defense success in 24 hours. Yeah, I know. No, for me it didn't. Oh, weird. Helldivers is going down because of Helldivers. It's true, though, Jelly. It's true. The only reason why Helldivers is in a decline is because of what it's doing to its game. Arrowhead have got this weird fucking... They've just got this weird ego boost for no fucking reason where they think that they know better than the players. Like, your game wouldn't be successful without the players. It just makes no sense to me at all. Like, why buff the bottom line and bring things up and make the game fun when you can see what people are enjoying playing with and nerf the shit out of it? Why would we do that? Like, honestly. No tech issue, just the emotion in the voice. I feel you, Elder. I feel you. Cooked we are. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I wanted to jump on stream. I wanted to have that conversation with you guys and see if it was just me feeling it or if I really took my job too seriously and was starting to feel a bit of disconnection and feel like, not upset, but like I started finding myself like reminiscing parts over the last 2 years, like the ARG, like the planets getting blown up, and I just found myself reminiscing these really big parts that as a community we all experienced together and we all found love in, and it was difficult, man. It's difficult to see a game that you love go through so much turmoil, you know. The MO has removed so much progress from the last few months that people are getting tired and quitting. That's not why, Hulk, but I get what you're saying. Some people maybe, yeah. I never left the front. My spirit remains on Osha Une. The empty shell casings from my rifle still grace the ground of Super Earth. Calypso will always have the bloodstains of squid. Dude, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, only when the numbers get low enough will Arrowhead's attention get focused. It's unfortunately the cycle. Yeah, but I don't know why it's a cycle every fucking time. Like, it's one of those where they try and lean into this really weird fucking kink thing that they've got, where you have to be made to feel like a grunt. Like, it's not a grunt fantasy. Like, do you know what I mean? Odo nailed it on their head with that video a long time ago, but he nailed it on their head, and that's why it did so popular. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's wild to me, dude. Your upload schedule scares me. Please don't burn yourself out. Dude, I am a little tired, but we're okay. We're good. We're going to keep going. Has there been an update, or at the very least, have they fixed the hard locking? Was there an update today?
No updates today.
No, I'm joking. There was no update today. There was no, but we knew that there wasn't. We know that their update cadence is every 2 weeks. Shams Jorjani secured that one. We know that that's the case. So that's not what this is about. This isn't about, oh, there's no update today, I'm pissed off. It's not one of those, dude. It's not one of those. I knew there was going to be no update today. It's why we didn't do an early stream. Do you know what I mean? If they wanted a grunt fantasy, they should have stuck with it from the beginning, but they didn't. Exactly. That's exactly it. It's too upbeat. Sorry, Pardo. Sorry, man. Grab a coffee, bro. You're okay. I'm playing a Pokemon mod pack on Minecraft right now. One of my friends has caught about 50 Zigzagoons. Dude, don't even get me started. I've just got an array of packs for the new Pokemon Phantasmal Flames. And I'm also playing the new Pokemon Legends ZA on the Switch in my free time, just to play around. People need to stop being pansies and just play the game. Okay. All right. I wish we had Glaze Diver badges we could give out, dude. I wish we did. I wish we did. You get a Glaze Diver badge. You get a Glaze Diver badge. And you, and you, and you. Nah, man, you can't. Bro, proof is in the fucking pudding, man. Proof's in the pudding. Arrowhead have got this weird this really weird ego fantasy where what they want matters more than what the players think. And it's if the players are having fun with a weapon, instead of bringing things up to make it all more viable and enjoyable, they just nerf the shit out of what it is you're enjoying playing with. So now going back to Arc Raiders, yeah, man, I'll be playing it later. Don't worry.
Reminder: all personnel.
Can that work? Wait, what did you say?
Urine sample by 0400.
Cable guy, what's good, man? Shazly, welcome to the stream, dude. Lower leveled people are making wrong priority choices. I don't think it's got anything to do with that, personally. I genuinely don't. Genuinely don't. Pardo with the gifted. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I've gotten so bored of HD2 that I bought the HD1 Deluxe Edition. To be fair, HD1 is actually its peak game. It's peak. Pardo with another gifted! Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Another one. Yo, Chasley, everything's good here, man. I appreciate it. Clay's diver badge. Fair. To be honest, Arrowhead's mistakes are catching up with them, if you ask me. Yeah, but they've admitted it. They know that. I swear in the beginning, they listen, but maybe I'm wrong. Nah, they've never listened. They've never listened. Do you know what they do, right? Okay, so they generate an issue. They generate a problem. Everybody kicks off with it, and then they go, you want to know how to resolve that issue? You want to know how to resolve that issue? We made a Warbond that resolves that issue. Not got enough clips in your weapon? Mag size too low? We got an armor set that will up that. It's just crazy to me, dude. Despite the fact that Cloud has me locked in the basement, still love him. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Arc Raiders is great, by the way. I just hate the rats and the scumbag traitors. Dude, right now, it's heavily PvP. So I'm really enjoying Arc Raiders, but if you don't lean into it, it's going to be difficult. How are we doing, Tanner? Great shirt. Thank you so much. I really like it. I'm getting ready to go to the gym later on. Got to get those guns up. Guns up, baby. Whoa, don't look at us like that. Oh, my God. I have noticed an increase in FPS on my rig. Went from around 100 in-game to around 130. Yeah, that's good. They're definitely working on something. The problem is it just takes them quite some time because they've made so many issues. Well, Shams Jojani said it best. We've duct taped this game for so long that to fix it now, it's going to take a long time. And he's right. He's very right. Any progress on the creator program? Bro, I've barely spoken to anyone from that creator program for the last month. You know what I mean? It's not any hate towards the studio. It's not any hate towards the third-party company, Streamer Connected. It's not any hate towards any of the creators. It just became way too toxic. It was an awful environment to be in. There was a lot going on for a few weeks, and I just needed to like take a step back from it, you know? I'm still in the program, but I'm just like on a back burner until everything like calms down. The game comes back to where it's at. It's just, I want to surround myself with positivity and good vibes as much as I want to be transparent and be completely honest with things. Sometimes, man, when you look at so much negative shit, it really hits you in the head. You know what I mean? Any news on Lieutenant Buzz? I don't know. I think he may have given up, if I'm honest. I think he may have given up and he just went, you know, oh, fuck it, what's the point? I don't know. I haven't... I spoke to Buzz a few days ago, but it was primarily around something else. We haven't spoke about the program for a while. Arrowhead, nerf things. Also Arrowhead. Here's a Warbond to fix the nerf. Yeah, pretty much. Like, that's the biggest problem, in it. Just got on. Is Arrowhead dropping the Warbond today? Dropping what Warbond today? Have we had any more news on that What was that stealth fucking Warbond thing that people were talking about? Is that... Have we seen any more on that? Because without eye insights here now, I struggle to find that sort of stuff. Back on Helldivers, baby. Yo, let's go, Fish. How you doing, baby? How you doing? Appreciate you, Fish. Big love, girl. Big love. The Rad Owl, okay, thanks. He dropped in a video last night and didn't say anything. He did say his computer was hard locked trying to quit the game, though. Wait, what's this? Oh, Buzz?
I have a theory. You think Arrow had this grunt fantasy for now just for future ship modules that will let us upgrade weapons and stratagems.
You think Arrowhead, this grunt fantasy for now, just for future ship mods? Nah, man, nah. There's no way they're doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if they are, bro, there's a problem. Like, why are you making it bad now to rectify it with ship modules later? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Buzz. But did he upload a video about it? Did he? Should we give it a watch, chat? Been a little while since I've done like a watch party stream. Yeah, put it on. Yo, Pardo, it's not my birthday, bro. It's not my birthday, man. All right, let's give it a watch. Oh, look at that peak wallpaper, chat. Look at that peak wallpaper right there. Ugh. Ugh. Arrowhead said,
Today is one of the
Arrowhead said no, but we'll give it a like anyway because his videos are always good.
those days where we break out all the greatest Helldivers hits. We've got Sony, we've got Arc Raiders, and Helldivers 3 are all in the news. And we've got some really interesting things to run.
But did bro say Helldivers 3? Is he noticed something I don't know?
Run through with all of those. And this one also involves the word billions. That's the only clue I'm going to give you here. Thank you so much for all the support. Please take a moment to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell.
You watch this last night, it's because you know good creators there, Fish. You know good creators.
If you're on mobile, swipe left to hype the video as we next dive into a very interesting day for Helldivers.
Peak intro! Woo!
Damn you, Lasath. We squatted up this morning.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Hi Cloud, how are ya? Been a while.
It has been a while, man. Thank you so much for the dono, Darth Vader. Appreciate ya. Appreciate you. Thanks so much for the 5, my guy. Let's go. Let's go. It's been a hot minute, man.
We've known for months now that HD3 is not happening.
Yeah.
Arrowhead is turning HD2 into HD3.
Yeah, but will it actually be called HD3? Downpour, thank you so much for the 10. Let's go, baby. Yeah. Will it be called HD3 though? Do you know what I mean? Or will they just merge it into what HD3 would have looked like? Can they do a HD3 on the current engine? Do you know what I mean? HD 2.99.
Morning to put in some work on this bot-held stronghold, and I thought that if we could
Right,
snatch Buku's... Anyway,
We're going to skip past the major order bit because obviously that's since yesterday.
If HD3 ever happens, it's going to be produced on Unreal Engine 5, as their next game is being produced on that engine.
If HD3 ever does happen, it's going to be produced on Unreal Engine 5 as the next game. I don't think the next game is Helldivers. I don't. I think it's completely different. I think it's completely different. I really do. I don't think that that's what they're working on.
back to that freezing issue, and I thought I remembered seeing it mentioned in the last patch, update 4.1.2, where it says, quote, fix the crash that could occur when leaving or disconnecting from a game. But
oh, I see.
Campaign,
okay.
We said our goodbyes and started dropping out of the game, and when I attempted to do
I'm
the
with
same
you,
thing,
Downpour.
my
I'm with you, mate. That makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you so much for the 5, my guy. Thank you so much.
entire game froze up and would not close. Unfortunately, my task manager was not able to assist, and the weird thing was, even when I locked my computer and then re-logged in, Helldivers was still displaying a frame from a previous mission, but wait, because it gets even...
I love how his PC username is Lieutenant Buzz Lightbeer. I love that. I fucking love that.
Even weirder, this frame was from our second mission out of the 3, so it wasn't even from the most recent 15-minute eradicate we had gone through to complete the campaign. So yeah, I have no idea WTF happened here, but seeing my multi-$1,000 PC rig hard lock even when using the correct method to exit the game, it's concerning to say the least. I ended up having to use the taskbar power down and reboot just to gain back control of my PC, but this thing
still
really
happening.
needs to be sorted out. Sony is back in the news.
Yo, boys. Yo, we all been there, man. We have all been there, okay? We have all been there, boys. We have all been there. We've Cow, how you doing, man? What's good?
Out. Sony is back in the news. This time, it's not for hitting YouTube channels with strikes for leaked Warbond videos. Instead, making headlines with what we gamers have been screaming at them for years now to go multi-platform with their titles while also porting them to PC. And in this case, Sony has apparently made some serious bank to the tune of $1.5 billion.
Enemy any closer to Super Earth.
$1.5 billion. They've made 1.5 billion and we can't get a straight up shit like. What? What?
B, by selling its games on Steam alone. Coming to us from Aaron McKinley of Game Rant, they say, Sony releasing PlayStation games on PC has paid off in a big way. McKinley goes on to say, a November 21st report from Alinea Analytics estimates that Sony has generated over $1.5 billion in gross revenue by releasing PlayStation games on Steam. After accounting for the cut Valve takes from the game's sales on its platform, that means Sony has made a profit of roughly $1.2 billion off of its PC releases.
Sony made 300... Sorry, Sony. Steam made 300 million just by hosting it? 300 million? Dude, I'm in the wrong business, dude. I'm in the wrong business, man. I'm in the wrong business. I need to start getting into fucking like app development and shit. Holy moly.
Helldivers 2 leads the pack in terms of PlayStation's top performers on Steam, generating a whopping, listen to this, $400 million in revenue. That may not be surprising considering that Helldivers 2 sold over 12 million copies across both PS5 and PC in just 12 weeks, cementing it as Sony's fastest selling title to date. Interestingly, Sony's other best-selling games on Steam are not live service titles like Helldivers, with Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Days Gone, and Spider-Man making up the rest of the top 5. Despite this success, it's rumored that PlayStation may be pulling back from PC releases for its biggest single-player franchises. The Alinea Analytics report may offer some insight into that decision, revealing that sequels have not performed as well on Steam as the games that first brought a series to the platform. God of War Ragnarok sold fewer than half as many copies as God of War on PC, and the Steam port of Spider-Man 2 likewise sold half as well as the first Spider-Man.
Dude, this is fucking nuts, man. The amount of money in this industry is crazy.
Steam takes a cut of every game that is published on their app. Steam takes a 30% from every game that is published.
Thank you so much for the 5 downpour. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my dude. 30%. That's an incredible number, though, isn't it? But I think when you're like the most popular platform on the market, you can kind of say whatever it is. You know what I mean?
The efforts of Helldivers across the galaxy are all that keeps the enemy from
Still,
liberty's
regardless of what Sony does in the future, its PC strategy has been successful so far. So, first off, Helldivers 2 selling for $400 million on PC is ginormous.
Yeah.
The article doesn't say if that $400 million is after Steam's cut, so HD2's percentage of this is either nearly a third of the $1.5 billion revenue, or it could be exactly a third of the adjusted $1.2 billion after Steam's cut. And oh my God, Gabe is racking in the dough.
Yes, Gabe wins every time. Gabe wins every time. Oh my God. Oh my God.
But either way, having one title account for a third of your entire revenue on this one platform is crazy.
The fact that it was a third out of like all Sony games, do you
This
know what I mean?
percentage decreases to 25% for games that earn
Yeah.
over $10 million and 20% for games that earn over $50 million.
Oh,
This
okay.
system was implemented to encourage large publishers to remain on the platform.
That makes a lot of sense. That actually does make a lot of sense. Do you know what I mean? I think that they've definitely struck a note there. So yeah, fair play, fair play.
And it really gives you a perspective.
Thanks for
on
the 10
how
downpour.
well
Shout out
this
to you,
game
man.
did, blasting
W's
past
in
the
chat.
likes of Horizon Zero Dawn, which is PlayStation's darling, God of War, Days Gone, and the household name on this list, Spider-Man. And just to clarify this point, this does not include sales on PlayStation or on Xbox.
Yeah.
We are only talking about Helldivers 2 on Steam.
Okay.
The second takeaway from this article is this bit here where they say it is rumored that
Death
PlayStation
Stranding.
may be pulling back from its PC releases for its biggest single-player franchises based on the point that their sequels, God of War Ragnarok and Spider-Man 2,
How we doing,
sold
Devil?
less than the originals, God of War and Spider-Man. However, I'm going to push back on this point because there's, at least to me, a crucial bit to this puzzle that is missing from this article. You see, God of War Ragnarok was not a day one release on PC,
Yeah.
as it originally dropped on the PS4 and 5 on November 9th, 2022, while the PC port took nearly 2 more years to appear, showing up on September 19th, 2024. Spider-Man 2 went live on October 20th, 2023, and didn't show up on Steam or Epic until late January 2025. Now, while PC gamers in general are patient, and we will wait for that title that we really want to appear on our platforms, a lot of a game's zeitgeist can lessen over time. What I would say is that, at least to me, it seems that having your multi-plat titles ready to go as day one releases on all your anticipated platforms is the smart play here. Although I have no idea what kind of expenditure that would set back a publisher, but here's a question for everyone out there.
That was a lot more just revolved around Sony's, you know what I mean?
Arc Raiders or Helldivers 2?
Oh, wow.
Kind of a loaded question, no doubt.
Massively.
The Escapist did their best to compare the two with this article. Arc Raiders versus Helldivers 2, which is the best entry point for extraction shooters?
What? I don't even see these games as remotely similar. Like, not even remotely.
Choose any of
It's
the
not an
available
extraction shoot.
operations.
Right,
Each one you
I want to see what the CCO
And now
said.
let's get into the weeds and talk about Helldivers 3. And just so I could stop the rumor mill right here and now, there will not be a Helldivers 3.
Oh, I knew that,
No
yeah.
time soon, if ever. However, Games Radar was able to get in an interview with Johan Pilstedt at the Golden Joystick Awards, and during this session, he elaborated on Arrowhead's next title after Helldivers 2.
Here we go.
This is what the article said. Arrowhead's CCO, Johan Pilstedt, has teased the studio's next game, assuring Helldivers 2 fans that it's a project they will immediately be able to jump into and recognize the DNA.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Helldivers 2 fans, that it's a project that they will immediately be able to jump into and recognize the DNA.
Speaking to Games
I hope
Radar
not.
at the Golden Joystick Awards 2025, the studio's next game will continue the legacy of what Arrowhead has created already. Pilstead promises Super Earth soldiers that it won't be something that's too far off from Helldivers, so all of the people that are massive Helldivers fans will be able to jump into the next game and recognize the DNA at least.
So, okay, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. Are they going to keep it in the same universe, or is it just going to be similar? The next studio's game will continue the legacy of what Arrowhead has already created. Oh, fucking, I really hope not, dude. Like, it sounds really awful, but like... It won't be something that's too far off from Helldivers, so all the people that are massive Helldivers fans will be able to jump into the next game and recognize the DNA at least. I don't know how I feel about that. Different game, same genre. Yeah, but you can't recreate something with something different and just make it hit every time. Leaks are that it's a space dogfighting sim. No. They want it. They started making stuff like that a long time ago. Clone, how we doing, man?
However, don't expect this new game to come out anytime soon, as it's still in very early development. There's no further elaboration about the game and how it mirrors and differs from Helldivers 2, but we have more details based off comments from Arrowhead in the past. Now, outside of what Pilstead just said, we do know that Arrowhead will be shifting away from the now completely outdated Autodesk Stingray
Finally!
over to Unreal Engine 5, which was discovered as part of a studio job listing for a senior system designer where, quote, strong experience...
HC2 ODST. I love that. That would be fucking jokes.
Experience with Unreal is essential. We also know that according to the current CEO, this title will be completely self-funded, playing into that earlier article about how well Helldivers 2 sold for Arrow.
Okay, one sec. Okay, I mean, it's interesting. It is interesting, but I don't know. It's a space-based game. I bet you all now. Do you reckon? Oh, wait there. Holy saturation, bro. Yeah, it's alright. It's just because of the Elgato. It's just because of the Elgato. What do we reckon then, chat? What do we reckon? Because I'm not 100% convinced that, like, dude, they can't use this again. Like, if they cut the thing with Helldivers 2 is it was so good because it was so different. Does that make sense? Like, the only reason why it was good was because it was so different to what we'd experienced inside of other titles. Like, it was the only thing that showed off exactly what it was that they were able to do. If they lean into the same thing over again, it's just not going to hit. It's Keej's birthday today. Not seeing him in chat, but at least wishing him a happy birthday, chat. Oh, it's Keej's birthday today? I need to drop him a message. I will drop him a message. Bless him, man. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was his birthday today. That's really bad. 40 as well. Oh, big 4-0. Oh, he's going to be busy as fuck today, bro. He is going to be busy as fuck. Send him a new cloak. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to just drop him a cloak in Arc Raiders. Just so he feels a little bit of love, you know? Just so he feels a little bit of love. Bless him, man. They need a new faction to stay alive. I disagree with this wholeheartedly. I disagree with it so much. There's not going to be another faction, dude. Mark my words.
HD3 is not going to happen for years, and
Yeah.
I mean years. Arrowhead has said that they want HD2 to last for years to come, as they want people to treat the game like a hobby.
Yeah, I agree. I think if we do receive any sign of HD3, then it'll be later down the line. Like, we're talking like the next 8 years. Do you know what I mean? The problem is like the way that they have built the game is that they want to make it so that it's almost like a, fucking the Warhammer. They want it to be like a primary hobby, you know what I mean? Like you were saying, to be fair, Downpour, like they want it to be like a hobby overall, so it lasts a long period of time. Do you know what I find really strange though, chat? When was the board game meant to come out? Was it not this year? Or is it next year? Is it next year? When's the board game meant to release? October 2026. Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, because that motherfucker cost me like fucking, like £300, something like that. I was like, man, I paid that money and I don't even know where it's gone. Like, not a clue. Not a clue. Which is wild to me. It's so wild to me. So fucking wild. But I think Helldivers has got a future at least. Do you know what I mean? It's got a future. Sony also said they'll be making a movie. No news on that. No, I've not seen any news on that either. At least you have a color scheme to copy. You have your own one. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hold on, let me mute this up. For sure, and I don't know. I'm excited, dude. HD3 isn't coming for like 7 years. Yeah, massively. Massively so. I reckon a PvE multiplayer dark side would be sick. Do you reckon? The DSS system is absolutely bonkers on the official Discord. Wait, really? Hold on. I think a few years into the game, another faction could fill the space at the bottom left of the map. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I really don't. I really don't. Really don't. Really don't. I don't know why. I just don't see it ever happening like that. You know what I mean?
The one thing keeping me in this game is the GW, bots and the lore. I am very aware that AW is working behind the scenes to improve the game, and sometimes we just need to understand that these are people, not Superman.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for the 20, my dude. Thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate it. What I will say is that I solidly disagree with you, if I'm being completely honest. Game development isn't my job, but that's because I can't do it. Like, it's not the Galactic War, Pardo, the Galactic War. I don't think it's a basis of, yes, they are people. I just think it's a really poor excuse. If I'm completely honest, I just think it's a really poor excuse. I just don't agree with it. I'm not going to lie to you, Downpour. Like, I appreciate you and I appreciate your opinion. I just don't agree with that as an excuse. Like, we need to understand that they're people. Now, man, fix your game. Fix your game. Make it right. I don't agree with that at all. Like, I'm going to be honest. While other game companies are doing better with less people, I don't think that there's an excuse. You know what I mean? If you can't sustain a live service model, then don't make a live service game. In my personal opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? I haven't seen you play Helldivers 2 in a while. Yeah, no, and to be fair, we played it last week. I've been trying to make sure that I do like a live stream a week on Helldivers, just because I think it's important to just like remember the roots. You know what I mean? I think that it is really important to remember the roots. Keech, happy birthday, motherfucker! Happy birthday, you old git! How you doing, bro? Hopefully you're having a great day, my man. Hopefully you're having a good day.
But look at it this way. I work at retail and I have 8 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Once that 8 hours is up, I'm going home. Now apply that with a bad engine, and rendering a test build takes them 1 hour.
Nah, I don't care. I can't lie to you, Downpour. Can't lie to you. Don't care. You go into certain lines of work and it's not a 9 till 5, and when you clock out at 5, it's over. Do you know what I mean? Like, all I do is make videos for the internet. But sometimes I finish at 5 p.m. Sometimes I finish at 9 p.m. Sometimes I finish at 1 a.m. It's not the same. It's not the same. No industry is ever the same as previous. Like none. None. Like it just, with game development, it just doesn't work the same way. And I'd love to say that it does, but it just doesn't. And I don't want to slag off a company. I really don't. They are really good at making a game. They are just really bad at sustaining a game. Do you know what I mean? Like they're really good at making games. They're just really bad at sustaining them. Trav, what's good, man? You doing much today, Keej? You doing much today? Downpour, thank you so much for the donations, my guy. It's definitely not something that you need to do, so thank you so much. December 2nd needs to be the biggest, the best, and the superest update ever, because this is their last chance to get people back, for sure. For sure. Like, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. I completely agree. My point being was that these are people and they have only so many hours in the day before they go back to their lives, not working overnight on a game. I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. But at the same time, if they hadn't duct taped it for the last year, they wouldn't be in the problem that they've got now. So if they'd have done their jobs correctly over the last year, and this is their words, not mine. This is their words. This is said by their CEO. If they'd have done their jobs correctly for the last year, then they wouldn't be in the pocket that they're in now. You know what I mean? It's just... Also, we always say if this update isn't fucking amazing, the game is dead. We've said that the last 5 times. Oh, that I agree with. Yeah, people are really over the top with it. I agree with that. I agree with that. People are just over the top, Downpour, to be fair. I feel the game went down again when the FBI investigated for that. No, I don't think it did. I don't think it did. I don't think it actually impacted it at all, which is wild. Hope to God they release the Warbond Tuesday. It's been long enough. Dude, I really need new content, dude. I need new content. There needs to be a new faction for the Illuminate. There's got to be a new sub-faction for the Illuminate, man. There's got to be a new sub-faction for the Illuminate because they just haven't seen it. They've had nothing. Disso, how we doing, man? Like I said, Cloud, I think the program they are using doesn't support the live service game well enough to keep it viable too. Do you reckon that that's the problem? It's crazy that we're approaching 3 months since the Into the Just announcement. That's actually insane. Has it really been 3 months? Really? I've started playing this summer. I'm level 129. The 5 friends I started playing with have all been forced to quit because their modern Windows 11 PC crashes and hard locks within a few minutes of drop. That's crazy, man. That's actually crazy. The fact that they can't do anything fast, their own words, is the problem, no? I think so. I think so. I don't even think it's a basis of being able to do things fast. I think it's just being able to basis of being able to do things effectively. Democracy Officer, welcome to the stream, dude. Is there something going on HD2? No, we do like a stream every week to keep in the footstep, to keep in the doorway of HD2. So we do like a stream. We go over everything that's going on. We talk about everything overall. Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I can't give them too much grief for not having new content because they focused on just new content and that was way too many bugs. Yeah, but then that also leads into a worrying factor, right? Because if what they're saying is when they focus on content, they can't focus on bugs. Does that mean that we're only going to receive so much content every so often because they can't keep it? Do you know what I mean? They can't keep it good. To be honest, I've seen people do great work without outdated engines, so I don't think it's the engines that are the problem. No, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. I don't think that the engine can be blamed. I don't think it can be blamed. I'd love to be able to blame it, but I just don't think that it can be. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes a good worker doesn't blame its tools. And to be quite frank, Arrowhead haven't blamed the engine once. They were meant to be releasing a blog post about the engine, actually. That just never, ever materialized. They did say that they were going to be communicating more, and that blog post was supposed to come out because you guys all voted for it, or at least that's how I believe it to be. That was meant to be releasing, but they just never did. Yeah, I do believe that as well, though. I do believe that they've just got loads of content that they want to release, but they just want to fix the state of the game first. I do massively believe that. Do you know what I mean? And if the engine is the problem, there's only going to be one way to resolve it, chat, and that's going to be sunsetting. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. The only way to resolve that will be sunsetting. Buzz! Yo, we just watched your latest video, dude. We literally just watched your latest video on stream. How we doing, brother? Thank you so much for being here. Chat, show Buzz some love. Show Buzz some love.
Choose any of the available.
How we doing, my man?
Diver. Each one you complete is a paving stone on the road to liberty.
We got a lot of love for you, sir. We got a lot of love. It's not my damn birthday, though. I've literally just read that message for what it is. I saw his name and I got excited and then saw his message and thought, you can leave now. You can leave now, Buzz. I missed you, man. I missed you. It's not my birthday, Pardo. No, it's not. It's not. It's Buzz's birthday today. It's Buzz's birthday today. Pardo, your jokes. Your jokes.
Arrowhead has already confirmed that the game will eventually be sunset far down the road, most likely when the story comes to an end.
Okay, so this is where I get confused. First of all, thank you so much for the 5 chat. Can we get some love right now? Some big love for Downpour. A massive amount of donations yet again today. So thank you so much, Downpour, for the 5. Although I've not seen any confirmation of any sunsetting at all. I've never seen any talks of sunset. But also, I've never heard that the game's eventually going to come to an end. And I state a quote from the Baskinator, for as long as there are enemies on the map, for as long as there are enemies on the map, the story will continue. They don't want it to be like HD1. Zephy, what's good, man? I'm not familiar with the term sunsetting. Okay, so what sunsetting essentially is when the game hits its maximum capacity. Okay, so when a game hits its maximum capacity, we'll use Destiny 2 as an idea for it. Once they have hit the peak of where they can load content up on that game, they essentially have to move the whole block up. So to release 10 new weapons, they'd have to remove about 7 old weapons, or however many it is. I can't remember the variation in the change for it, but so yeah, it's a difficult one, because sunsetting essentially means that if the old stuff's down here, the new stuff's up here. To add new stuff, you have to remove old. So that's what it means by sunsetting, is removing old stuff to put in new. But I thought Sham said that if they have to, they will sunset the game in the future. Okay, so that is very, very different. I don't remember that exact statement at all, actually. But... yeah, we'll do, Pardo. But I don't remember him saying that at all. But if he did say that, then that's them saying that if it obviously hits that line, then they will have to. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that they want to, and it's probably not even in the future for them. But thoughts on Arrowhead contracting out a third party to run the live service? Again, I don't know how their actual their building is built per se. They do have third party companies that work on certain areas. You know what I mean? I thought it meant sunsetting meant the start of the starting of die off. No. They just need to sunset underperforming base stratagems and remove unpopular weapons. Since they have usage stats on them, they could also remove sub-factions that are more gimmicks than practical. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that to a degree. I think that removing weapons causes a problem because a lot of them come from Warbonds now. So because of how
I
they've...
agree with Buzz, it's your birthday,
God
Cloud.
damn it, Darth Vader, it's not my birthday, man. It's not my birthday. Buzz, take it back, bro. Take it back.
Are all that keeps the enemy from liberty.
The problem is how they've added in weapons is through war bonds, and you can't remove the war bonds from people's inventories because some people have paid for them. They can't remove it because then that's removing paid content. And if they do that, that's where they walk into the Destiny issue. Like Anthony just said, you can't sunset paid content because that's where you end up hitting a wall and your community go fucking batshit crazy. They could sunset an entire faction. Oh, I don't know about that. That's a lot. That's craziness. Shams Scamjani. We may sunset the game, but we will never sunset Cloud's birthday. Happy birthday, Cloud. Please celebrate with the Connie run. God damn it, dude. God damn it, dude. God damn it, man. That's a hilarious YouTube account. Connie from Keith's birthday. Right, this is the birthday. It's not a birthday stream. It's not a birthday stream. It's not a birthday stream, Matt. My community just like fucking trolling me. How we doing today, Cloud and chat? It's Tuesday, innit? In the words of Pips. How we doing, Cheeto? Are you still part of the creative team? I am, yeah. I've just taken a bit of a back foot. I think December 2nd won't be an update, but rather an announcement for an update. That could be true as well. That could be true as well. No, chat, it's not a birthday stream. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. Was there an update, dog? It's every other Tuesday, my guy. So,
No updates today.
Every mission.
it's every other Tuesday. The patch update was last week, which is why December 2nd is such a big date for us right now. I would love to join in on diving, but apparently Buzz Lightyear hard crashed just recently. I'm not risking my rig. Yeah, I know. Buzz did make a comment about it last night in his video. It's crazy. Oh, not the dance. It says in my calendar it's your birthday. Dude, I'd love to see your calendar. It must just say birthday, 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 birthday. I uninstalled the Microsoft game input and the hard lock stopped. Oh, for real?
You can't escape it, Cloud.
I can and I shall, Darth Vader. I can and I shall. You cannot stop me, my friend. Thank you so much for the 5. Can we get some W's in chat for Darth Vader right now? Yeah. December 2nd, Dissident Faction. Dude, it's really weird what's happening to the Discord. The Discord is the weirdest fucking thing ever. You got those dissident people, and it's just like... I think there'll be actual content on the 2nd or just patches. Speculation. Everything's just speculation. I have no idea. I really hope that there is. Really hope that there is. Like, really, really hope that there is. I hope that they bring some sort of content. They, like... I almost feel like they need to. Other phrases, Cloud's neighbor, never expected to hear yelled through the wall. I can and I will, Darth Vader. Here's hoping that Chaos Divers become canon and we can choose a faction. Would be kind of cool. That's very true. I actually like the idea of that. I like the idea of that. Being able to choose a faction inside of the game. And faction diving would be cool. Would be a District 9 Warbond work. There were some cool alien-themed weapons. The cape could have a prawn silhouette. Grenades, draw enemies. Like the cat food. Did just an idea. I mean, potentially. Like, that sort of stuff's always on the table. There's no ceiling with Helldivers, so... Wait, what if this is the end and they're announcing Helldivers 3? I'm having flashbacks to COD. Nah. They're not announcing Helldivers 3. They're not. They're not. God, could you imagine if they put actual PvP in this game? Good lord, it'd be horrific. Good lord. If we wish you a happy birthday every day, then we won't miss the actual birthday. Dissidents appearing on Facebook and X2. Are they appearing on Facebook and X? Their hyping has gotten old. Yeah, I don't... Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the way that they generate hype... Dude, I can't wait to get a haircut later. The way that they generate hype, to me, is frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. The thing that I hate the most is that they utilize everything off of the game. They utilize everything off of the game, and that's how they generate hype, and that's how they build story, and that's how they initiate lore, and I hate that.
We must strike.
I've been preoccupied going topside. Yeah, I was saying, honestly, I'm loving that game right now. I'm loving that game right now. That game has got me grasped by the balls. Like, all I want to do right this second is play it. Like, that's all I want to do right this second is just go and play it. That's it. At least you have hair, Cloud? Yeah, fair. Fair. Sorry, Pardo. I'm sorry.
You won't, Cloud, muahahaha.
Yes, I will, Darth Vader. Yes, I will. Thanks for the 2, my guy. Appreciate you. W's in chat, man. W's in chat. The best announcement to me was the Game of the Year awards. Oh, the Game Awards last year out now was wild. Yeah, that was insane. That was insane. But that's the problem, though. They set the bar so high that they just had issues. There is nothing announced for the Game Awards. Now, I've not seen anything. I don't know anything about anything with the Game Awards, so I highly doubt it. They're not going to do it 2 years in a row. Game Awards won't want to just consistently announce Helldivers shit at their award ceremonies. They just won't. It's just not the way that it'll go, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but it's just true.
How to make bot cities better. Spotlights inside of buildings. Buildings that are objectives. Cranes carrying materials. Chimneys emitting smoke. Conveyor belts with parts from bots and tank.
Okay. Downpour, thank you so much for the 10. I really appreciate you so damn much. But can I remind you that they have changed the way that trees get knocked down because their engine can't handle the graphical imagery. They have had to physically change the way that a tree disperses to be able to make it so that the game can handle it more. What you're saying is great. It's just never going to happen.
No balaclava? Must be your birthday.
I know, man. I want to get the bally back on and go rogue. That's what I want to do. Jack, thank you so much for the 2.
Did I hear Cloud's birthday? Give him money.
Yo, thank you so much, Time Ranger. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the 2. It's not my birthday, though. It's not my birthday. It's not. It's not. W's in chat for the donators, man. I was hoping for caves for all factions, not just bugs. Yeah, so was I, to be fair. So was I. So was I. I really was expecting something, you know what I mean? Must be hard being in the creator program and having to be a bit more PC about the games you promote. What do you mean, PC? Oh, Bluestone with the dumbbell shoulder press. God damn it, dude. Oh, man, I've got to go to the gym later today as well. So, like, my body is fucking weak. Ah. Ah. Screw you, Bluestone. Screw you. It's not my birthday, Cloud 2025. This is a lie. Don't believe this. Dude, I'm a dissident after all. I'm a dissident after all. And did you know Major Truth came back? Major Truth actually came back. Hold on. Let me find this tweet. This is all, I've put like loads of stuff together for the next video. But Major Truth actually returned. Screw you too. Anyway, back to diving. Appreciate you, Blue. Appreciate you. Cloud, how could you? I was a dissident for sure.
We cannot let the enemy any
For sure,
closer
man.
to Super Earth.
I didn't even mean to. Politically correct, not grilling what you promote. Oh, I'll always grill what I promote if I believe that it needs grilling. Truth. It's in all of my terms with any company that I work with. My words are my own. Right, so this says right here, hey guys, it's me, Major Truth. I'm finally back from my education. I'm really eager to catch up on everything. What's new, Super Earth? I hope you have been well behaved while I was out. I've had a lot to reflect on and cannot wait to share my learnings with you all.
Cloud, you are my godson. Happy non-birthday.
Yo, Pepper, thank you so much for the 2. Appreciate you, girl. Appreciate you. Sugar Mama is back. Fenrir, welcome to the stream, my dude. I'm not too bad. How are you, man? How are you? What do you reckon to this then, chat? This is a little bit weird, right? How long do you work out in the gym and what do you like to do? I like chest, arms, shoulders, back. That's what I enjoy, but I have to do
Major
legs.
Truth only comes back when there's a big update about to drop. not counting ITU.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Major Truth is only going to come back if something major is happening. So something is going on here. Cloud skips leg day confirmed. No, I've been having to go to a physio because I've got issues with my cartilage, Pardo. That's some of the meetings that I've been having to go to. Some of the appointments have been with a physio because he's trying to help me with my legs. So I'm probably working my legs more than my upper half at the moment. It's really shit. Really shit. Plus, I've got a half marathon that we're going to be doing next April. So expect to start seeing me plug for that one. Because I want to try and raise as much money for cancer research as I possibly can for that. So come January next year, we'll start plugging for the cancer research half marathon run. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. But I want to try and use the platform for good. You know what I mean? So as much money as we can make from it, I will do. Major Truth also leads to an argument too. What do you mean? Wonder if it's anything to do with the Illuminate and the mind control plot. Maybe. Downpour, thanks for the 5, man. I love when you put these sorts of things in because it stems so much conversation. It's incredible. But yeah, cancer survivor here. Much love. Yeah, man, we want to do as much as we can. My mum suffered from breast cancer. She's currently okay, so hopefully it stays that way. But yeah. Are you ignoring me, Cloud? No, you just donated. I've literally just read it out, no? Are you quite behind on the stream, Pepper? Someone make sure that Pepper's up to date. I've not been ignoring it. Does this news have something to do with the December 2nd? I don't know. I don't know. This is the weird one for me. Is this right here? Is the message from Major Truth is just really, really odd. It's really, really odd. Really, really odd. And I don't really understand it. Oh, an ARG? Nah, I don't think it'll lead to an ARG, no. I don't personally.
Reminder, signs of disloyalty should be reported to the democracy officer.
Shay, how we doing, mate?
Order from the Emperor, keep the birthdays going.
Darth Vader, thank you so much for the 10, my guy. W's in chat right now, man. W's in chat. Could be that we start a new story arc since we liberated Oshaune into the Unjust. I don't know. I don't know. Weird one. It's a weird one. ARGs suck ass, to be honest, dude. 4-day ARG is one of the biggest things for this channel has ever seen, so. Gears of War chainsaw webs. I'd love to see something like that, dude. I'd love to see something like that. I think that would go hard as long as they did it correctly. The one true uncle, welcome to the stream, dude. The map is looking worrying. Dude, the map is like colorful as fuck, right? Imagine if Major Truth came running on the stage for the Game Awards. Dude, I would actually piss. That would be so funny. If the ARG leads to something in-game, then I'm down for it. That's the only reason for an ARG. It's called a marketing scheme. It's called a marketing scheme. Does somebody color outside the lines? Wait, what? Hell no, HD ain't coming back. You don't think? You don't think? Would a Cloud birthday ARG suck? Yeah, it would, yeah. Talking about what's next in the story. A little bit. We're trying to speculate what's happening with December 2nd, what the relevancy is, and why it is that they're making the decisions that they're making, because they aren't They aren't doing the best by the game at the minute. And I'm not 100% sure as to why. Do you know what I mean? I just think that they've got a lot of availability for it, but they're just ruining their own game, and I don't get it. And I really don't get it.
And again.
Darth Vader with another 10! Let's go, man. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. W's in chat for Darth Vader, please. Appreciate you so much. Cloud, check the deep automaton territory. See if the devs are doing anything. No. Nothing over there in that territory. We've got nothing over there in there. Got one person on the Illuminate sector. What? In the Illuminate sector?
Boom.
Darth Vader with a 20! W's in chat for Darth Vader, man. Thank you so much.
Expressing my pleb opinion as a bot player, I am tired of the squid and bug storyline. The bot storyline hasn't moved for shit in the last 5 months.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true, Downpour. We've said this for ages now. The Illuminate storyline, I'm extremely bored of, if I'm completely honest. I'm so extremely bored of the Illuminate storyline. It's just such a cheap one. Like, it's so ass right now. And the bugs, they can't seem to keep them steady enough that the storyline actually makes sense. You know what I mean? The Gloom has been around for over a year. We've gotten one planet into it. Like, fucking come on, bro. Come on. And then the bots just have never been touched. The most we've seen from them is sub-factions. Jet Brigade, Incineration Corps, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the donos. Appreciate you a lot. Oh my good lord. Darth, what are you doing?
And again.
Darth Vader with another 10! What? Fucking crazy, man. Crazy. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you, man. You don't need to do any of that. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I hope they bring back cyborgs. With the meat grinder machines they have, I think it would be interesting for them to go back to the half human, half robot idea with players having to blast off meat to hit the robot weak points. I love the idea of that. I love the idea of that. And it leans really well into the weak point mechanic for the automatons as well, you know? W's in chat, man. W's in chat. Let's get that love going.
TLDR bots have content, bugs, squids have bad story.
I think they've all got a bad story.
We will cleanse this galaxy.
I think right now they've all got a bit of a bad story. They really need to lean into it. I'm hoping after this update it will really show what it is that they're capable of, and that they'll actually lean into it. If they're going to be teasing it the way that they're teasing it, then they need to really, really hit home with this. Like, they really need to hit home with this. Thank you so much for the 2, Downpour. I appreciate you, King. Appreciate you. Darth Vader with the 99 centios. Thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. No updates today? No. Nah, no updates today. We knew that they weren't coming, though. You know what I mean? We knew that the updates weren't coming. I don't know, dude. We're going to check out... We're going to check out this because this was quite a big topic at one point, and this had a lot. This had a lot that was being said with it. To be fair, I don't need to worry too much about the quality. We'll give this one a watch because this is Odo, and his opinion on this is mental. Like, it's so in the right direction. It's so good.
I want to explore 2 questions in this video, and Johan Pielstedt, the former CEO, can give you the first one.
What made Helldivers 2 a smash hit?
The second one is, why are the devs, Arrowhead, so eager to...
Hold on.
put their success in the wheelie bin and roll it down to the wayside, ignoring what they've built and saying, it's fine, guys, we have our slogan, a game for everyone is a game for no one, which is an ironic statement considering the game was for so many people.
It's got a point.
That they had to go against their ideas. It's just that the game didn't even capitalize on them in the first place, and instead accidentally made a horde shooter, because you have 4 folks shooting thousands of enemies, so if that's not a horde shooter, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
With so much nuance and things to learn, given all the systems the game has to offer.
Yeah.
You've also got enemies with amazing weak spots in many cases. That creates urgent gameplay that is fun, it's adaptable, there's creativity that you can use to kill enemies with different weapons, as we've seen in so many instances. And then you also have the amazing art direction. The missions themselves are not crazy, oddly enough. Like, that's not a major draw because they're very easy, they're very simplistic, and that further emphasizes just how important the gameplay being fun is in reference to killing enemies.
Yeah, it's fair.
And yet, as time goes on, the devs have been ignoring that a lot. How many weapons in the game feel lackluster? I'm not asking Glazed Divers, because to y'all, every weapon's amazing and it gets old. But how...
Go on, Doe. Go on, Doe. Crazy.
Odo is doing a disservice towards himself by making these videos.
Why?
And what I mean is that people are tired of hearing him complain about the same topic you just covered last week.
We cannot let the enemy
I don't
in
know.
closer to Super Earth.
I don't know. I think I understand where you say. I understand what you say with that. I get it. But he's just, and I've met the guy. Like, I've met Doe. He's just extremely passionate about it, and he is going to have to still make content even though the game's in the dumps. You know what I mean? I think sometimes you got to look at it from a perspective of a content creator. It is pretty difficult, but I understand what you're saying. I don't know what he goes over in this. I think I watched about 2 minutes, so pretty much about what I've watched now. He's got a small area about the grunt fantasy. Monkey paw balancing. I don't know. We'll see what he goes over. Some of it may be similar, but we'll have a look.
How many weapons are
Thanks for the 10
not
down,
that
Paul.
good? And it could easily be better if there's any thought put into it. But instead, the devs are actually making weapons worse to shoot and aim. For what gain exactly? They're just going to constantly give sidearms worse aim because it makes sense to them. They like it. Why do they choose?
He just kneecapped every voteless there. Is that not good aim?
To like the things that take away from the fun of the game, that ruin the experience, or they work towards ruining the experience, rather. That doesn't make any sense at all. When the game launched, people were not saying, Helldivers 2 is so much fun because my weapons feel like trash to shoot. Luck was a major factor in the game's success, or its massive success as well, because you had bugs that existed that were not intended.
Yeah.
One of the more important ones that folks don't talk about too much is the fact we took so much less damage back then. Hunters would hit you for maybe a 10th of your HP. What does that do exactly? It makes it so you're not dying on cooldown.
Yeah.
If they hit correctly, as they do now, I guarantee you a lot of folks would have bought the game, played against bugs, and returned the game the moment they started playing against more hunters, because no one likes dying that much in a game.
That is a solid point, dude. He has got a very good point there. Like, it is true. That is true. Nobody likes consistently dying in a game. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody likes dying in a game. let's not slam people for their takes, chat. We're not that way inclined here, okay? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You may not agree with it, and that's absolutely fine. But everyone has an opinion. You just kind of got to remember that one, all right? Try and take it with a bit of respect.
It's a good thing we're expendable. That definitely adds to the experience.
Yeah.
But you don't want to feel useless. You don't want to feel like a grunt. But wait, it's a grunt fantasy. It's not. It never has been. And oddly enough, every time the devs push towards their grunt fantasy kink, the game player numbers plummet to the freaking ground.
I literally said this earlier. I literally said this earlier. I did say this earlier. Every time they try and lean into the fantasy that they want the game to be, it does plummet. And then they rectify it.
Every single time. And it's to the point that they feel as though they have to course correct. Whoa, we messed up, guys. Let's go ahead and undo all the garbage we put in the game. Except they don't undo it all. Not even close. They still keep the nonsense they push towards because they like it. So who cares, right? Who cares about the players that made the game so successful by playing it in the first place, giving them their money, their time? They don't matter. After all, it's all about... I don't even know. I'm not even sure where to go with that because it's just such a ridiculous idea in the first place.
I agree with what he says about bugs, because the faction has gotten worse to play and bots have gotten more fun to play, but balancing in grunt fantasy is everything we just talked about.
I don't think bots have gotten more fun to play because nothing's really changed. Do you know what I mean? Like, nothing has really changed. The bots haven't got more fun to play because they haven't changed. Like, they haven't changed at all. The bugs have got worse to play because they leaned into the storyline and then they brought out the rupture strain and then they brought into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it kind of, they brought new stuff in and it just didn't land. So O'Shea Une came in and then it just got hit fucking hard because the new maps were out with the new tunnel systems. And then nobody wanted to fucking play it. I distinctly remember, actually, the tunnel systems coming out, Rupture Strain coming out. They took the Rupture Strain away, and people hated the fucking Predator Strain on the tunnel systems, so nobody fucking played it. Like, nobody played it. It was the wildest thing ever. Thanks so much for the 10 down.
This is where live service games take a turn for the worst, because you have these egomaniacs that run the show that just shouldn't be having that much power. They sometimes have good ideas, maybe a lot of times, but the fact that their ideas are leading towards a worse future for the game that we're realizing. We are living in it. At what point are they being told, hey bro, maybe figure it out just a little bit? Because what I'm noticing is the devs play the game, but they don't understand it. Because how else would you make new enemies, flesh mobs, war striders, dragon roaches, rupture strain, that don't have good weak point design? What
okay, so this is where me and Doe obviously separate quite frequently. Like, we separate on this one a lot. A lot of what he says is right, but he just leans so much into this whole narrative of the weak point that not every enemy needs a weak point. That is something that you need to focus on every single time. Do you know what I mean? Some enemies aren't that strong and they just die when you shoot them. Like, the weak points obviously help, but I just don't think it is one of the core distinctions of what makes the game a bit of an issue right now. I just don't. And the lean into the weak point system so heavily all the time does get a little frustrating.
What about Rupture Strain? Use explosive weapons, encouraging metas. The very thing the devs were against when the game launched. We had to nerf Railgun, Shield Breaker, Shield Backpack, and Breaker because they were encouraging metas and folks were getting kicked, guys.
Explosion weapons aren't. This is where it's so the argument on that one is that they nerfed the shield backpack and the railgun and the breaker because that was a meta. It wasn't that fire weapons and that shields and that like do you know what saying that an enemy type needs to be taken out with explosive rounds doesn't generate meta because we've got a lot of weapons that can utilize explosive capabilities. It doesn't generate meta in that degree, as much as the shield backpack, the railgun, and the breaker did, because that was specific weapons that did something nothing else did. Does that make sense? It just makes no sense to me at all. I understand where he's getting at, but I feel like he's grasping at straws a little bit with this one.
That didn't really happen much. That was the boy who cried wolf. It was also an excuse for them to nerf the things and say, we're doing it for our players because we care.
What was that?
It was also an excuse for them. That didn't really shield backpack and breaker because they were encouraging metas and folks were getting kicked, guys. That didn't really happen much.
It did. It did. It happened a lot, actually. It did. Crazy Mr. Pips is in the house. Holy moly, brother. Holy moly. How you doing, fam? I thought you were live, to be fair, mate. How we doing, dude? It did happen a lot. This is an L take.
That was the boy who cried wolf. It was also an excuse for them to nerf the things and say, we're doing it for our players because we care.
Okay, they did use it as an excuse. 110% they used it as an excuse. But it did happen a lot. It did happen a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, it did happen a lot.
Just like to nerf stuff, dog. That's your favorite thing in the world, is making stuff worse. Why make the bottom of the barrel better when you can look at what people are using and having fun with and nerf that? And
I said the exact same thing earlier on. The exact same thing earlier on. Why not? Why would you take what's at the bottom of the barrel and boost it up when you can just take the top of the barrel and drop it down? That was my biggest pet peeve. I said the exact same thing.
Funny thing is, even they knew the weapons they nerfed, aside from Railgun, which was bugged, weren't actually that crazy. They were just perceived as being good. And they still nerfed it because it was...
I think that the problem is, and I know I'm pausing again, but...
Exercise again.
Chef, thank you so much for the 10, man. I appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. W's in the chat right now for Chef Magic. Exercise again. Unfortunately, it's a channel points thing, man. It's a Twitch channel points thing. Because they think that's difficulty, man. This will never change, ever. They will always do this. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that the problem is they see that people are enjoying things. Oh, Fish, are you fucking joking me? Fish, why would you do that? Is Chef Magic your partner? Is that who this is? Damn it, Fish. Damn it, dude. Yeah, I think that that's the problem, though. Is that they go, oh my god, everybody's using this weapon. It must be so fucking good and it must be overpowered. No, it's just the rest of it is shit. Like, it's actually enjoyable. Actually enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? So the reason why we're using this weapon is because it's actually enjoyable. Not because it's overpowered. Just because it's fun. And you nerf fun. And that's my problem. No, I just am here for the chat. Yo, you're a nightmare, Fish. You're a nightmare. You're a nightmare. Let's get these up, bro. Ah. Still need to go to the gym later, chat. You're... That one's for you, Fish. Big love, big love. Mark my words, they will add something new, like an insane sniper, an insane-looking new rocket launcher, and it's gonna be light ammo. Yeah, they can't help themselves. Told you, Cloud, mess around and find out. Do you know what I mean? For them, difficulty is sway, not design. Yeah, facts.
Popular. It's
Facts.
crazy how we had people defending the idea of new enemies not having good weak spots as if it isn't a paramount part of the game in the first place. When new enemies get launched, what do
I do taboo every day, so yeah, get that shoulder press. Wait, what do you mean? What does that mean? How are we doing, rules?
you always see? People talking about the weak spots. It is a common discourse because it's interesting. How do we kill these enemies? What's good against them? What can I use my loadout to handle the new foes of democracy? What they thought in their ultimate wisdom, we'll go ahead and make it absurdly boring to kill all these new enemies. Flesh mobs. Use explosive weapons, further encouraging explosive meta.
No. No. The faces are weak points, no? On the flesh mobs, aren't the faces weak points?
You should watch Commander Kai's video if you haven't already. This community is making us scared of nerfs, which is not healthy for the game.
I don't think it's necessarily making them scared of nerfs. I think it's teaching them that nerfing is only relatable if it makes sense to. Do you know what I mean? I get where you're coming from. I need to probably watch Kai's video later down the line as well. Yo, we got pips and fucking light beer in here. Crazy, dude. Crazy.
Ain't that something? But just be okay with it, guys. Adapt. Adapt to the very boring, not new meta. It's been existing for a long time now. That's their core audience talking, by the way. I gotta like tune them out. It's very difficult. They're just, I read too many comments. War Striders. Use anti-tank weapons that require next to no skill to kill. That's not emergent gameplay. It's not fun. It is not fun to have less ability to kill an enemy that isn't even that big. And mind
Appreciate you, Buzz. It's not my birthday.
With weaker weapons. With a medium pin weapon, I can kill a factory strider. And that's cool. It's not efficient. It's not the best. It's just nice you have the option, because that's what the game is turning into being about.
I think there's a fine line between it. I think there is. Like, you shouldn't be able to take out a factory strider with a medium pen weapon. You shouldn't. It's a fucking factory strider. It's a factory strider. You know what I mean? It's a fact. Look at it. Look, chat, look at it. Look at the size of this thing, and we can take out this with a medium pen weapon. Like, it's just not.
Strider.
I don't think so anyway. That's my personal take.
It's not efficient. It's not the best. It's just nice you have the option, because that's what the game is turning into being about, is having all of these weapons that they keep pumping out, but the ability to use them in different ways, and sometimes the same way, because who cares? Instead of making that the goal and having weapons be fun to use in the game to kill the hordes of enemies where you're expendable, and there are these funny, wacky moments of dying and all that good stuff, they're saying to themselves, why not make it so players are becoming more reliant on auto-aim weapons, there's sentries that aim for them, and stratagems require no skill to toss in, as if it hasn't been what folks are using in the first place. What I'm trying to say is they have this weird goal of making it so the weapons you shoot yourself, that you aim, that there's player agency involved in you hitting shots, just feel worse to shoot.
This is difficult. So the original concept of the game was supposed to be that the weapons were utilized as an overall. They were used for the lower level stuff. Do you know what I mean? They were used for the lower level stuff. But the power came from the stratagems. Do you know what I mean? Like, the power and the oomph came from the stratagems. That's what was used to take out the masses. That was why that's the lean-in that they wanted from it.
Any of the available operations, Helldiver.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. True story. I once attacked a factory strider armed with nothing but a shovel, and I believe it, dude. I believe it. It is insane. As someone who doesn't usually play over 7, it was fun for me to try and take a bunch of factory striders. Go for it, girl. Go for it.
A lot of new guns have disgusting ergonomics. They're so low that it just feels like a freaking bust to aim. Just use peak physique armor. Don't talk to me. Do not talk to me and recommend such a soulless, boring, devoid of imagination, creatively bankrupt idea of using these armors that are made to solve a problem.
This is the bit I agree with. Okay, it's not going to read that out because it's got the nightmare. What the fuck is this automaton gameplay I'm watching? Why do I suck? I don't know, bro. You are standing in front of a machine gun. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, we all have our opinions on it. We all have our opinions on it, but let's just try and be constructive with it. You know what I mean? Let's try and be constructive with it. We're all good. We're all good. Chat, be kind to each other, please.
Actually, first of all, they make a problem and then sell you the armor to solve it.
I literally said this an hour ago. I literally just said this an hour ago. I literally just said this an hour ago. They create an issue and then... Okay.
Why did we lose half the magazines for so many ARs way back when? But then all of a sudden, siege-ready armor dropped, and it only gives you back, what, an extra 3 magazines or something like that? The devs have also mastered the art of monkey paw balancing. Give you what you ask for, but attach the things you don't want that in many cases can either neutralize the benefit or make it a net negative. Examples being the recent durable damage buffs to light pen weapons. Awesome, our guns are more powerful, except they also buff the durable HP of many enemies in the patch notes, but for some of them, they weren't listed. Hive guards had their durable HP increased by around 20 or 30%, which is a big deal because now light pen weapons aren't good at killing them in the first place, and medium pen weapons just take longer to kill them. It's a net negative. They've also buffed...
Okay, he is right on this bit as well. He is right on this bit as well. He is right on this bit as well. If you're going to buff the durability and then
the durable HP for all the Devastator variants. It's not a new phenomenon. It's not a new thing they've just started doing. They accidentally forgot to tell you. It happened a long time ago. In fact, I never saw these patch notes until today, or these undocumented changes until today. They made it so Chargers and Charger Behemoths could have their leg armor stripped using heavy pin weapons, which is great, except they didn't tell you they increased the durable HP of the exposed leg from 30% to 70%.
Oh shit, yeah, okay. Yeah, they didn't mention that. Okay. Yo, Jay, what's good, man? I don't remember that either. That's really crazy. Leg flesh durability increased from 30 to 70%. That's a 40% increase. Chat, I'm going to quickly piss because I am bursting and I've been trying to hold it off. But I really need a wee. 1 minute. Oh. Can we get Chair's opinion on this topic? Still don't mind. I get told every single details of every single thing that's going on with the game development. Whereas the adventure and finding out through gameplay, it's not. The problem isn't that you find out through gameplay. The problem is that they mentioned that they reduced it so that you can take out the leg plating with that heavy armor.
They may not have mentioned it in the patch notes, but if you're gonna complain about something, at least show how long it's been. That change has been in the game since the 17th of September 2024.
Yeah. I don't think that that's the problem here, though, Downpour. I don't think that that's the problem here because it's not. Thank you so much for the 10. Can we get some W's in chat for Downpour? The problem isn't the factor of when it happened. The problem is that over the time period of Helldivers' lifespan, they've never been able to hold the consistency. Like, we can argue it till we're blue in the face, but the proof is in the pudding of it. You know what I mean? When a game update comes in, the players spike up to hundreds of thousands, then they make a bad decision, and we go back down to 15,000 players. And then it goes back up because they made the right choice, and then they make the bad choices again, and then the game goes to shit. And it's that up and down. Can you open the door and let me in, please? Are you joking? Have you messaged me? Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna come and open the door now. Chat, one moment. That's so funny, chat. Did Mrs. Cloud just have to send a message through stream to be let into the house? Yeah, she did, yeah. Yeah, she did, yeah. Yeah, that's bad, right? That's really bad. I just didn't unlock the door. I completely forgot to unlock the door. All right. They need to deploy some shirtless skin to make community burn up again. Oh, for God's sake, Gilly. For God's sake, man.
And raise the armor level from 0 unarmored to 2. And have also increased the HP of these enemies to 2400 for base charger and 3000 for charger behemoth. Really strange how those very important changes were not documented in the patch notes, but all the buffs for the most part were. It's weird how this just keeps happening. It's their constant quest to make the game more challenging in the most arbitrary ways possible and being deceitful towards the player. And it's getting extremely old for me. I want the game to be fun. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And fun does not mean everything dies in a single liberator bullet to me. That's not how it works. You can make it so enemies die in a decent fashion and then increase how many enemies get spawned. Another factor in why the game was so successful was you just had this crazy visual of 7 Bile Titans, 4 to 7 Bile Titans in a single bug breach.
How we doing, Greggy?
Chargers just running after you, galloping in the wild. That was freaking wicked. But we can't have that because at the time, our guns weren't good at killing them. And when you're pigeonholed into using the same old ways to kill enemies, that's where a problem starts to arise. And what makes it even worse is now we have a lack of diversity in the higher difficulties for facing enemies. Before, you could get hunter seeds consistently, if you wanted to, on certain mission types. So you're still being forced to play against, let's say, raise the flag or purge egg hatcheries, but you get a bunch of hunter seeds. Nowadays, you almost never get that, and instead, you're just facing hordes of alpha commanders. Because for some reason, it makes sense that alpha commanders, commander in the name, they're going to be spawning as 4 in a single patrol. You're going to be seeing those in almost every patrol on the cave missions. And by the way, going back to that, it's wild how they release these new enemies that don't have much creativity behind them in the sense of how players are supposed to play against them. And every time, people start to just, they start to not enjoy the new content.
I don't think that I'm looking at it the same way that Doe is looking at it. I think there are problems, but I'm not looking at it as in, why are there 4 commanders stood next to each other? I don't think that that's not going to take the fun out of it. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. Not in my eyes, personally.
I'm sorry, but that's just funny lol. Grouping an update from 1 year ago to an update we had 2 weeks ago is deceitful.
No. See, that's not what I think the message he's trying to push here. The message that I think that he's trying to push with this is that Arrowhead isn't consistent with much, but hiding nerfs and making bad choices based on what they think is correct is the only thing that they've been consistent with. I think that that's pretty much all it is. You know what I mean? It's proving a pattern. Yeah, I think that that's the way to look at it, Downpour. That's how I'm taking it personally. I don't think that it's a basis of just being deceitful. I think it's showing that the pattern just runs the same way up and down all of the time. That's how I personally am taking it, so. Yeah, but they're playing on their own and obviously not killing bugs as they go. So obviously there will be a lot of enemies following them. Our crew plays only level 10 and have no issues. That I agree with. That I agree with. Doe obviously plays a lot of solo. And when he's doing a lot of these clips, it's not the clips where he's mowing down enemies. It's the ones where he's farming them up.
Illuminate, newest faction. Getting new enemies. Meat bobs, flesh mobs, stingrays, leviathans. Why is it that people are just avoiding Illuminate after a while? They're not very fun. The fun's not the focus. Hive World's job with new Oshuan. Freaking Hive, the Hive.
You should call it Oshuan. You should call it Oshuan. The Leviathans, the fun was the focus. It was the focus. That's where it looks fucking cool. Right, when they first dropped, it looked extremely cool. It wasn't a massive problem until they took them out of cities. Until they were in original map settings, that was when it became a real big issue. But these Leviathans, the concept of them was so fucking cool. Obi-Wan, ew. No, they called it Oshuan. Did he?
Plant. Hive World's job with new Oshuan.
I love you, Doe.
Freaking Hive, the Hive planets, Dragon Roaches, Rupture Strain, all the new content. Newest Warbond is Dune in a sense. Yet people start to avoid that planet because it's not very fun.
Have fun, Banner.
Warstriders. Folks just don't like playing against them because they ragdoll you into oblivion. Now they fixed it. They fixed some of these issues, but it took them months, and it only.
Okay, I see what this video is actually about now. I can see what this video is actually about now.
Only happened because the reviews weren't looking good and people were complaining. It should not take months to recognize these very basic issues in the game. And mind you, we're playing it after the fact. They're curating this content and they work on it for a little bit, I'd assume.
The game is supposed to be hard. Warstriders were a joke. Downpour, you can't defend that. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of this guy. He's always so damn negative. Yeah, to be fair, his main content force is the negatives of a game. That's where I don't like run into the same area, because I try to do the positives and the negatives as they come, whereas he just tries to focus on the negative aspects of things. Do you know what I mean? I try to lean into both as and when it's viable. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, the Warstriders were a problem, man. They were a problem. The game is supposed to be hard, but the Warstriders were an issue.
And they can't see the issues? Really? You couldn't see a problem with Rupture Strain that could go dig on the ground and you could hit them before they hit you. They're headless and they still connect and hit you for half HP. That was a lot of hits, that sentence. Jeez Louise. There's no like, oh man, that's kind of annoying. You have to use explosive weapons to reveal them from the ground. That's not a problem. You're not encouraging a very boring meta, the very thing you've been against since the game's inception, basically.
Again, this is where I disagree. This is where I disagree. So his argument here is that by making it so that explosion brings them up from the ground is forcing a meta, whereas for me, what I see is that sub-factions have a way of taking them out, meaning that you play differently as time goes on. So the Predator Strain, you have more of an impact with them when you utilize it with like a stun factor. So if you're or a stagger. So if you're utilizing like the cookout, it works really, really well. With the Rupture Strain, it's the explosion basis. It's not so much per se that. I think that is fine. When I talk about the negativities of the enemy type, I talk about it more so in like the base design of the enemies. So like the base design of the of the Terminids, the base design of the automatons, the base design of the Illuminate, and they all have a very different design factor. Just because you can take them all out with explosives doesn't mean that that's forcing a meta, and I think that that's just kind of leaning too heavily into a factor, because you don't have to take them out with explosives. Just because people choose to, you don't have to.
Or is it all just an act? Are you just saying these things while you're just pushing this garbage to try and dwindle the numbers for what reason exactly? No one quite knows. Maybe you want to make the game more difficult. It's got to be more challenging. We're not gonna change our design choices now. We're gonna stick to our guns. What? It's worth noting we have less enemies spawning from elites, heavies, and chaff, and the purpose of that was for it to run better and smoother, just greater performance. Yet that isn't what we've gotten. The game now runs the worst it's ever run, and people are still hardlocking, by the way.
That's very true as well. Yeah, we don't have any sub-factions for the Illuminate yet. That's probably my biggest gripe, is that I really, like, that needs to come soon. I was expecting that this year. I really was expecting that this year.
They're working on it, but it's not fixed.
Fair play, Fish. Fair
and yet,
play.
the enemies aren't even smarter. There have been AI changes that I believe directly after they happened, the game performance just dwindled, fell off a cliff dang near, and the enemies were not that much smarter. They just had more goofy occurrences, climbing and scaling walls in the weirdest way. The main focus should be making enemies fun to kill. If you do that, you're addressing your core audience properly, and your core audience is the folks that
Thank you, baby. Love you.
actually like the horde shooter. In case it's getting confused, lost in translation, it is not the folks that tell you everything's fine. The yes men are not your friends. They're going to be the people that undermine the success of your game, but in the process they'll make you feel good because they're telling you that you're making all the right choices.
I think it's very difficult in the game industry to be able to make all the right choices all of the time, and I don't think that I know a single game company that has ever done it. Nobody ever makes all of the right choices 24/7. Although I don't think that listening to just the negatives is ever worth looking at. That's why we structure the channel the way that we do, is I try to lean into the positives, lean into the negatives, give the constructive criticism. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah, it's a difficult one. I think that yes men are a negative to all games. Don't get me twisted. Yes men are a negative to all games, but I also think dunking on it 24/7 is also a big negative. If you're going to dunk on the actual negatives and look at the genuine issues with the game and what the actual problems are, then fair enough, hold down to it. But if we're just going to point out problems that wouldn't make a massive difference to a lot of people, you're talking about a minority. So the thing that I like about Doe is he does bring to attention a lot of things that are very, very solid, and he holds it down really fucking well with a lot of backing, a lot of research, and a lot of detail. The problem that I also find, though, is that there is a lot of 1% club mentality. Like, some of the changes that would be really good for the 1% would be really bad for the 99%. And you can't ever make your game around one community. You have to build it around the establishment of the environment that it is. You can't build your game around the people who play it casually. You can't build a game around the people who play it intensively. You have to find that happy medium, and this is where gaming companies struggle, because I don't think that there really is a happy medium. I don't think it exists. So I can't just sit here and say that everything is correct, but I also can't say that everything is really bad. I think it's just a reason for the obvious. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be balance in everything in life. Otherwise, what's the point?
That's not the people you listen to. The current CEO, Shams Dorjani, said Helldivers 2 did not set out to make the game for 6 million COD players, and yet 6 million COD players are playing the game today. Meanwhile,
Again, not entirely accurate. It's not. That's a broad statement. It's not entirely
the newest Call of
accurate.
Duty only had under a 100,000 player peak, which shows that folks play games because they're fun. And that statement, he said, was just beyond ignorant. People are playing this game looking for emergent, enjoyable experiences. And when you stop giving that to them, they stop playing. Even after they have so much time invested, they still can't bear it.
But this is, again, the problem, because this is not... How is it not accurate? It's not accurate because if people are playing the games for fun, and his argument is essentially that Arrowhead can never hit that layer, then this game would have never succeeded in the way that it succeeded. They have the capability of being able to make the game exactly what people want, which is why the peak concurrent player base top number is over 400,000, whereas Call of Duty's didn't even hit 100k because it didn't acquire to the right people. The thing is with this is that they have the capability of being able to make the game great. They just can't do it consistently. The biggest issue with Arrowhead as a company is consistency. It's not a basis that the game wasn't fun. People are misinterpreting so much that's being said around the community or around the way that the game's developed. The problem isn't that the game is not fun. The problem is that they are making bad decisions on a game they made the right decisions with. When they first launched Helldivers, it went into the stratosphere because they built the game well. They got lucky because during that launch, they had done the right things. Maintaining a game is very different to designing a game. It's very, very different. Arrowhead's biggest problem is that they can launch good games, they can't maintain good games. That's why I say that it's not entirely accurate, because if people were chasing fun games, then this game is a fun game because it's hit the numbers. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? Like, have I made sense with that? Have I made sense with that point? Makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Thanks for that, Fish. I'm going to take the hydrate and I'm going to sip a bit of tea. Helldivers 2 is closing on 2 years, I believe.
And it's ridiculous that the devs have found a way to crush the indomitable spirit of these players. But that's what's happened. And to me, it's a bit despicable. It's ridiculous that they refuse to recognize what the game truly is and instead keep pursuing this grunt fantasy kink. Meanwhile, the game has never truly profited all that much off of the grunt fantasy. We are expendable soldiers with powerful weapons facing hordes of enemies. That is the game. That's what you should be catering towards. And if you're seeking difficulty, you can do so, but it takes more thought. You cannot just simply say, what's annoying? What do our players not like facing? Let's go ahead and crank it up. It's gotten to a point where Helldivers 2 is no longer really a game, and instead it's a social experiment the devs are conducting to see just how annoying they can make it while still maintaining some player base. Because these changes are not catered towards anybody that enjoys playing games. They're instead attacking player creativity and fun at a constant breakneck pace.
Appreciate your
These
rule.
weird niche things that players pull off and do and discover, just oddly enough, get removed fairly quickly. The hunter seeds I mentioned earlier, no longer a thing. You can't find them anymore because maybe it was perceived as too easy. Killing a factory strider underneath using flame weapons, been nerfed.
I hate when people use the factory strider. The fact that you could take a sidearm and take down the largest automaton in the game within 5 seconds is nuts. It's nuts. Come on, like you can't deny it. There's nothing that you can do to deny that. The fact that you can take a sidearm and eradicate the largest automaton in the game is fucking crazy. It's a cheese. I'm glad that they removed it. I had fun with it while it was there, but come on. It's ridiculous. That's not... We can't use that as a thing. Then as a studio, Arrowhead should have solved the issue 6 months into its life, not still an issue in year 2. Oh, are we still talking about the CRISPR situation there? That wasn't a problem at the beginning.
sidearms. Before I was doing missions where I'd use Senator only, which I can still do with different weapons, Talon in this case, but they're just decreasing the options that seem fun, because now we have drag that makes no sense. Because realism is, after all, when your bullets do half the damage they're supposed to at about 50 meters. Checks out, makes sense. They're not trying to make it a game worth playing, it seems. And this is honestly all sparked because my mom and dad messaged me saying, "We noticed you're not posting any videos. Is everything okay?" And truthfully, everything's pretty good outside of my job, unfortunately, which is posting content for this game, which I don't get paid to do from Arrowhead directly, by the way. I get paid from making the videos themselves, from YouTube ads, and sometimes a sponsor here and there. But truth be told, I'm not okay in the sense that I'm sick of investing my time into games that hook me because they're just so well made, and for some reason the devs behind them, they go on this path of destruction to tear down the success of the very thing they just created.
That statement alone, if he'd have uploaded that as a short, would have described the entire video perfectly. We'll play it again for you.
Destruction, and for some reason the devs behind them, that I'm not okay in the sense that I'm sick of investing my time into games that hook me because they're just so well made.
Yeah.
And for some reason the devs behind them, they go on this path of destruction to tear down the success of the very thing they just created. And it happens too often.
That bit is true. That bit is really true.
Dauntless, Remnant 2, Overwatch kind of, Overwatch 1, Apex, which they're making a comeback, but I think I'm just over it, and now Helldivers 2. These are games that I've put thousands of hours into, and it's fun because you can teach folks how to have fun as well. You can show them things they otherwise wouldn't find because they don't have the time, but I do. And that gives me more purpose when making these videos.
That's where he shouldn't be leaning into it. A game is not defined on the ability to create content. A game is not defined on the ability to create content. That bit, I agree, is difficult, but is nothing to do with the game. That's nothing to do with the game.
Arrowhead, consider this quality of life updates.
Thank you so much for the 8 months and Pharynix. I appreciate you, dudes. Appreciate you. How's your communication from Arrowhead at the moment? Still shocking, I'm guessing? It's getting better, if I'm honest. I think the communication to like the community and stuff is still a bit weird, but
when every new update gives me less reason to log.
you have to come out with new content to keep people's interest. Everything gets old. That's exactly it. When I say getting better, I mean it's getting better towards people like me. It's not getting better towards people in the community. It's just not. It's not. But a game, you can't play a game for content. I've learned that very much the case. You have to play what you enjoy, and the content comes naturally. You know what I mean?
Log in. It's a bit difficult to see the purpose.
I didn't hear that.
It gives me less reason to log videos. But when every new update gives me less reason to log in, it's a bit difficult to see the purpose. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a good day. Hey guys.
I don't know if I agree with that either. I think every update, everybody logs in. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason for it.
As we have really bad ideas that people don't actually like, so we're going to go ahead and hide behind the guise of a game for everyone's a game for no one, and once we reach the 10,000 player count we're after, that's when we know we've reached peak. And have a good day. Hey guys, we have really bad ideas that people don't actually like, so we're going to go ahead and hide behind the guise of a game for everyone's a game for no one, and once we reach the 10,000 player count we're after, that's when we know we've reached peak.
I don't agree with that either. Agreed, more manpower would definitely help Arrowhead. I don't know if it would, to be completely honest, as I don't know what the actual issue is back there, and that's where they were meant to be speaking. That's where they were meant to be talking about it. That's what the communication was meant to be like. We had a blog post go up a while ago, and then they put the voting poll in. Can I see when they put the voting poll in? Where's? They put a voting poll in for the next blog post. Where was it, chat? Do you remember where it was? It was that long ago, man. I can't remember when it was. When did they put the voting poll in? What chat was it they put it into? They've done so many feedback rounds that it makes no fucking sense to me at all. When was the voting poll put in for the next blog post? Helldivers 2 tech blog post was issued on the 3rd of October. 3rd of October. We're now on the 25th of November and we've not received any other blog post. Made a poll and player feedback. Okay, so that's where they put it. They made a post for the poll on the 3rd of October. And we saw nothing with regards to a blog post about the engine. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, Greggy, I am, yeah. I don't like the skin, but yeah. Do you know what I mean? They were meant to do a full blog post development on the engine and what it was that was affecting it and so on and so forth. And it never came out. 3rd of October, man. Nearly 2 months ago. 2 months ago. We're going to talk more. They released that blog post and never spoke since. Oh, God. I don't know, man. I don't know. I agree with some of it, but...
And it happens too often.
This was the biggest statement for me.
I'm not okay in the sense that I'm sick of investing my time into games that hook me because they're just so well made. And for some reason, the devs behind them, they go on this path of destruction to tear down the success of the very thing they just created.
That's the biggest statement for me, because I think that most games do that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, rule of books. Yeah, that's the problem as well. The vid guy seems to want to play solo, then complain the game isn't for them. So when I went to, I'm gonna put you guys into a bit of a background info here. When I went to London last week, and one of the companies that were actually there was PlayStation, and I was speaking to the woman there. She obviously didn't know who I was at that point. And she said, "Oh, what is it that you do?" And I said, "Gaming." She went, "Oh, perfect. Awesome. Can we have a sit down and have a chat?" I was like, "Yeah, all right, no worries." We went and got a drink, sat down, had a bit of a chit chat. We're speaking about things. She said, what content do you do? And I said, "Well, I do gaming content, primarily news information." She said, "Oh, what games do you focus on?" I said, "Helldivers." She went, "Oh, right, okay. Are you in the program?" I said, "Yeah, I am in the program." She went, "Right, okay. We didn't expect that team-based game to do that well." It is a team-based game. It is definitely a team-based game. They deserve a lot of criticism. For sure, they deserve the criticism because it's not a basis of... They can generate really good shit. They just can't maintain it. They can generate really good stuff, and the way that they build things is probably one of the better studios out at the moment, alongside the companies like Embark and so on and so forth. Sony thought it would sell 1 million copies, not 23 million copies. Sony's anticipation for their peak concurrent was 25,000. As stated inside of the studio with the conversation with them myself. Their insight was 25,000 players. That's where they thought this game was going to go. That's where they were okay with it. Question is what comes next? Question is what comes next? How we doing, Cold Brew? What's good, baby? How you doing, man? I missed your face, my guy. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in such a long time. It's insane. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in such a long time. Lasers, what's good, man? So Sony paid for 8 years of development for 25k players. That's mental. Yeah. That was the anticipation. 25,000 players. They said to me that if they hit 50,000 players, and they were going to be over the moon. Over the moon. Your fault for streaming at 3 a.m. Shit, where are you? Where do you live? 25 concurrent, right? Which is more than 25,000 sales. It would be more than 25,000 sales, but it wouldn't be a million. California? Fucking hell. No Man's Sky deserves the community award for real. I don't know who does deserve the community award. What I do know is that Helldivers should have never been in there. Should have never been in there in the Game Awards. Yeah, Chase, I kind of agree with you as well, though. I think that there will be an increase, and then it will slowly deplete.
When I reached 800 hours in the game, I still was not good at playing solo. Even now with 2,000 hours, I'm still not perfect. Solo is supposed to be challenging, and if you don't want to practice, IDK.
I agree with what you're saying. It is meant to be a team-based game. It's meant to be a team-based game. And that is meant to be the biggest front for it. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a team-based game. It's not supposed to be played solo. New trailer. Where am I looking? Where's it been posted? Let's have a look. Yeah, we do have one, chat. Python Commandos Warbond trailer. The Python Commandos Warbond trailer. Let's have a look, chat. Let's have a look. Right, this makes sense. It's the week before the 2nd. This is the content from the 2nd. I guarantee this drops on the 2nd. It's a week before. Okay. Chat, that was a fucking minigun. and a chainsword. That was a minigun and a chainsword. With a backpack. Be right back. Wait there. Hold on. It's a belt-fed. A belt-fed minigun. Are we still trashing an arrowhead? Dude, this one Warbond doesn't take away from the shit that they've done. You know what I mean? Sorry, it just doesn't. That's a belt-fed minigun.
My lawnmower has upgrade WRAHHHHH.
Yo, Elite White Boy with a 50! Let's go, man. Let's go. Thank you so much for that, my dude. I really appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you. Look at the defoliation tool. Oh my god, wait, you guys can't see that because of my camera. Hold on. That's a 2-in-1. That's a 2-in-1. That's a 2-in-1. That's a normal rifle and a grenade launcher. Can we get some W's in chat for White Boy Man for the 50? Not enough love going in this chat right now. Naturally, though, chat. Naturally, I'm gonna be that guy because we already knew about this. We did already know about this. So the pinned message is the full video that we have just released for it. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. It doesn't rectify the problems, but it's going to be.
Holy shit, we getting a minigun.
Yeah, thanks so much for the 10, Laylo. 100% we are getting a minigun, dude. December 2nd is the release date. December 2nd is the release date. What about the redacted Warbond? That's why I say, chat, never listen to leaks. Never listen to leaks. Underbarrel grenade launcher should be an attachment, to be honest. Yeah, I did say that in the video. I did say that in the video. Right, let's have a full look at what we've got, okay? Because I'm gonna clip this up here. Gonna lower this down here. Okay, we've got the new Warbond, guys. Let's see what they break in with. the defoliation tool CQC9. It is a stratagem, not a sidearm. Then we have this weapon right here, which is the 1-2, the ARGL 21-1-2, and this is going to be a double usage weapon, assault rifle and grenade launcher. Then we've got the hot dog. We got the hot dog. Then we got the press up emoji. And it releases December 2nd. So to give you guys a bit of an insight on that one, we obviously have two pieces to look at in terms of armor. We have got the large one here, which is, let me get this up, which is called the RS-40 Beast of Prey. This is your heavy armor. This is going to be your heavy armor. Now, what it is that they actually do is really odd. So essentially, we don't have the exact figures on it yet, but essentially what it does is it makes you more steadfast and stops you ragdolling. I don't know how well it's going to work. I don't know what the numbers are. But it essentially makes you more steadfast and stops you ragdolling. Lewis, I will listen to that in a moment. So that should be quite good. I feel all heavy armor should do that. I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. But that is the armor passive for both of these armors, which makes absolutely no sense to me at all when we start looking at the second one, because the second armor set is the RS-20 Constrictor. Now, this has obviously got one sleeve off and one sleeve on, but this is light armor. And it has that same steadfast and eradicate ragdolling. It makes no sense to me. The minigun is 100% on the last page, and I hate that. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But this is going to be a pretty peak one, I think. This is going to be pretty big. But the RS-20, I don't understand how that's going to work because it's a light armor. I don't think that it should have that passive. But overall, it seems like a decent one. Seems like a decent Warbond. Mate, I don't think it will. But it is good. It's what we've been asking for. So what do we reckon, chat? Is it a W? Is it an L? We've got the belt-fed minigun. We've got the chainsword. We've got the primary weapon, which is going to be an auto rifle and then have a grenade launcher at the bottom. Brings me back at least temporarily. Yeah, I think that's the case as well. The thing that we don't know, though, the thing that we don't know is how the minigun operates, okay? So if we take a look into it the way the warp pack works, okay? The warp pack was like, holy shit, that's going to be incredible. But if you warp too many times, you die. You know what I mean? What is going to be the backdrop on this minigun, do you think?
Glad for new content, but like I've said in other HD2 servers, Terminids are not the golden boy anymore. Automatons are.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that they're all in a really weird position at the moment. I think that they're all in a really weird position. Thank you so much for the 5, my dude. I appreciate you. Slow turning. overheating. The backdrop is probably going to be, it'll make you slow as fuck. No, the bugs will and always will be the poster boy for Helldivers. I unfortunately agree with you. There's more bug divers than there are bot divers. I just think that right now they're not in a great performance mechanic. I personally enjoy the automatons more. I do agree with you. I personally do. But a lot of people like the Terminids, and I just... It's not a bit of me, but unfortunately there are a lot of them. The minigun will probably make your stamina drop a lot fast. I don't know. Like, we look at the basis. I guess the best scenario is while you're actually firing it, you walk really slowly. Do you know what I mean? Variety is the spice of life. Yeah, I agree. Overheat the minigun for sure. I think overheating is probably likely, yeah. Does it always need massive drawbacks? Arrowhead have already confirmed that that's how they operate new content, yeah. Just seen the video. Chat, if you haven't watched the full breakdown video, then I've put it in the chat now. Go ahead and watch it. We break down the entire Warbond piece by piece. We give you all the details that you need to know. I really like the heavy armor on this set, though. And I don't normally like heavy armor. This, for sure, before anybody starts asking questions about it, this 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000,000% will be light pen. Mark my words. Mark my words, this will be light pen. It's got a grenade launcher on the bottom. It will 1,000,000% be light pen. 1,000,000%. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Because it's got the grenade launcher on the bottom, they can't really make it medium pen. I don't know if it is light pen, but that's my speculation on it. This thing, this is going to cause some chaos, chat. This is going to be the most team killable thing you've ever seen in your life. The hot dog. The hot dog. I love the name, dude. The Flam 75 guard dog hot dog. More than the arc dog? Nah, this is going to be worse. This is going to be worse. I'm willing to bet it. I'm willing to bet money on it. I'm willing to bet money on it. This is going to be brutal. The hot dog's going to kill more Helldivers than enemies. Do you know what I mean? And the weapon that it's got on the bottom is the primary weapon that we utilize, yeah? I can't remember what it's called. Torture? Is it the torture? I think it's going to be great, man. I actually think it's going to be so good. The problem is, though, chat, is it just doesn't take away from the issues. The mini. We don't know the exact amount of rounds, but we do know that it's ultra dense. So we know full well that there is an ultra magazine. That's all I know about it. All I know about it is that there's an ultra mag. Cloud, is that squids in bug environment in the Warbond picture? Where? Oh my god, wait. What? You see that in the bottom corner, chat? It's also in the middle. Are we reading too much into that? It's just a swamp planet. There's no bugs on that screen. There's no bugs on that screen, is there? Question is, why another jungle-themed Warbond? No more ideas? I don't know. I think it was the best way to incorporate the minigun. Yeah, I think that they're just reading too much into it, yeah.
This is a cool full setup though. Primary for bug holes and ships. Minigun for chaff.
Yeah, I agree with you, dude. I agree with you. I think that this will be a really good setup, to be fair. Just the Warbond itself. Dude, there's got to be a really big offset on this minigun. There's got to be a really big offset. The minigun is called M1000 minigun, so maybe 1,000 bullets. You might be right, actually. You might be right. You might be right. Rambo maxing. Yeah, it 100% is. You can see that in the armor as well. He's got like the red bandana around his head. I'll show you. You see what I mean? It's proper Rambo maxing. Like, he's proper leaning into it. No movement while shooting, maybe. Maybe. Needs a bow now. Dude, I can't wait for a combat bow. The bow is going to be so peak. The bow is going to be so peak. Like, that's going to run so hard if a bow releases, dude. It's going to run so hard. The passive is rock solid, which makes your Helldive more steadfast against staggering and ragdolling in attacks. Yeah, I'm aware. A new animation. Are we able to dive and use melees anyway? Are we able to do that? Yeah, we are. Okay, so no, that's not a new animation. No superstore items. There's always superstore items, chat. They must have posted them. Hold up.
This kind of feels like desperate move. They did have another Warbond in mind, but it seems that got scrapped. Arc Raiders is killing this game hard.
This kind of feels like a desperate move. They did have another Warbond in mind, but it seems they got scrapped. Arc Raiders is killing this game hard. I don't think that this is a desperate move. That's not what I think that this is. I think that they're just getting back into their regular cadence of content drops as far as Warbonds go anyway. I don't think that this is a desperate move for it. There is a lot of Warbonds that are already developed. Just because something gets leaked doesn't mean that you should listen to it. I've been saying this for the last year. When we stopped covering so many leaks, a leak doesn't mean it's coming anytime soon. Actually, in Helldivers, a leak can mean that it may not be coming for the next year. Okay, just know that their content runs about 7 or 8 months in advance. So I don't think that it's got anything to do with that. Arc Raiders has taken a lot of the player base for sure. But if we can run into a narrative where Helldivers is good during event-based peaks, what that essentially means is that then you have a variety of games to play. You don't get burnt out on Arc Raiders. You don't get burnt out on Helldivers. Yeah, it means that Helldivers is an event-based game, okay? Like, so an event-based game. Things launch, they release, it's amazing for a week or two, then you can go and play another new game that's just launched, come back to Helldivers when the next content drops. That's how I plan on covering it anyway. The thing that we want to know, though, primarily for me, is how this works, but on top of that, what else is coming on December 2nd? Because this is clearly the buzzing. Listen. That's clearly the buzzing. The fiery is quite clearly the guard dog. Quite clearly the guard dog. The fiery circle. That's clearly the guard dog. Minigun is medium pen. Where did you get that info from? Heavy pen minigun would be wild. They would never release that. Never release that. No Steam update logs since November 7th on exact. Steam updates. They made an update on the 18th. Bet my life savings a minigun is light pen.
Even medium pen would be wild.
Yeah. Yeah, medium pen would be nuts on this. Thank you so much for the 3 months, Master Bade. Appreciate you, dude.
Possible squid and bug content? The end of the trailer is clearly showing us ancient illuminate ruins where the squids are standing.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's... I think, like, that is just the artwork that they designed it round. Primary weapon is light penetration. Minigun is medium pen. So the minigun is medium pen. Oh. 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 That's cool. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Appreciate you, lasers. That's gonna be good. Literally everyone will be running the minigun. It's gonna be meta. They'll run it for a while because that's what we've wanted for a long time. You know what I mean? Like we've wanted it for a long time. The armor passive, it's essentially like a steadfast, so it keeps you grounded, so you don't ragdoll when fighting.
That makes it useful again at bots too. Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. So what do we reckon, chat? What's the overall arcing response? W or an L? W or an L? What do we think? Be trying out the Eruptor and minigun instead of Eruptor and Star War? Yeah, big time, big time, big time, big time, big time. What does a T mean? Massive W. Yeah. What? Yeah, I mean like the concept of it. The concept of it, a W or an L. The primary was always going to be light pen, man. It didn't take a genius to figure that one out. We knew that was going to be the case. I think you're coping, Greg. The heavy armor for me is probably peak, the most peak, yeah. The heavy armor looks the best for me. I wish the AR wasn't light pen. Yeah, so do I. But if they're going to put a grenade launcher on the bottom of it, it also doesn't surprise me that it's light pen. You know what I mean? Doesn't surprise me at all. Like, doesn't surprise me in the slightest, to be completely honest. I think that the weight of the minigun is going to play quite heavily.
Notice how in the trailer he switches the AR from bullets to grenades. Kazi realized how dogshit it was LMAO.
Thank you so much for the 5, my dude. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Medium pen means it can take the gunships too. Yeah, master. That's what I mean. A minigun drilling up towards the gunships and shit is gonna be. It's gonna be wild. I can't wait for that stream. I can't wait for that stream. I bet the minigun can overheat. Yeah, it's got to overheat, dude. Come on. It's like it's got to. I wonder what content coming on the second then, or is this was the update that they were talking about? I think that this might have been the update they were talking about, Lewis, if I'm honest. They'll probably have a patch update at the same time, but I can't imagine anything news coming other than this. I think that the voteless in the jungle is just the design art. I think it's just the design art. When does it drop again? December 2nd. A week today. A week today. Some people come back for a day and leave again. Yeah, I think most people will come back, unlock the Warbond, and then once they've unlocked it all and tested everything out, will probably go back to their normal routines. They'll probably go back to their normal routines. Major story change in January, maybe. We'll have to wait and see where it goes. We'll have to wait and see where it goes. Right, chat, I'm going to be leaving it there for today. I've still got loads of stuff to get through on the rest of my day. I've got loads of content to get sorted for you guys, loads of stuff to put up. We will obviously be live the day that this drops. We'll be live with it the day that it drops, without a doubt. We'll probably have a few Helldivers streams before that point, taking a look into a lot of the other things as well. We're going to be leaving it there, though, for today. Thank you so much again for being such amazing people, for being so incredible, and for bringing in such an awesome live stream. It's just nice sometimes to sit here and chat to you guys. And it's nice to see a lot of you guys returning back. It's been a little while, so I appreciate you guys for clicking in again. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, like, subscribe. I appreciate all of your damn faces. But as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds. Check out the video, chat. We've got the full video launch for the whole Warbond breakdown. Go and check it out. Take care. Peace.